What's up, everybody? We right back at it. Oh, big shouts out to the fam coming through. Graham, make sure y'all go check them out. Y'all go be in town this Saturday. The Boogie. Take Torrance all the way down, find a parking spot, and go find the Boogie. But right now, we got another lovely guest on the show for you guys. You just heard some very beautiful vocals, and we got it in the studio. So without further ado,
Miss Kymber Nikhol.
Miss Kymber.
Hi.
I love how you spell the name.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So yes, beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Beautiful music. The furnace on the beat. So that's at least what it sounds like. So
yes.
Please just let us know, who is Kymber Nikhol?
Kymber Nikhol is an upcoming artist. She is, of course, she is resilient. She is fearless.
Mm-hmm.
Kymber Nikhol is just, she loves music. She loves art. She loves to play with just different sounds, and she loves to study her craft. Kymber Nikhol she's just beautiful. She's just something, she's different than who I am at home.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm just chilling, it's different. Her work ethics are different. When she's just at home and chilling, she likes to be to herself. She's Kimberlyn, and Kymber Nikhol, she puts on a different hat. So it's two different people. So I think Kymber Nikhol is way, she's just loud and proud and very, very open.
Nice.
So.
Now, how old are you?
I am 22.
You're 22.
Yes.
Now, what I just heard right now, it just kind of gave me a very soulful, mature sound.
Mm-hmm.
You sound very, very mature. And
Thank
22
you.
just kind of like, what, 22? So I really want to know who you're listening to. Like, who are some of your influences? Because you're not giving me 22 at all.
Really?
No.
Wow. So, I'll give it to you. My favorite artist right now, all time, actually, who I studied the most was Jill Scott.
Okay.
Nice.
My favorite. She is my all-time favorite. I listened to recently Leon LaHavis.
Oh, okay.
I like to play with different genres. I don't like to just sit and just ponder on just one. I like to listen to jazz, soul, R&B. I like to just go everywhere with it. Opera, just different things, different sounds. But my all-time favorite person ever is Jill Scott.
Okay.
So that's just who I love, period.
Now,
I listen.
Is all that jazz influence that has to be coming from mom and dad, right? No.
No.
Okay.
My mama, she's more of a Luther Vandross. She like Tina Marie.
Okay.
She more of that type of feel.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. I just ventured off to Jill Scott. I don't know how I became a Jill Scott fan. I just one day started listening to her, and that's just who I picked up on, and she just became amazing. And that's just who since what, middle school.
Okay.
So she was amazing to me.
I mean, she's definitely relevant. So
Exactly.
I mean, Jill Scott's the bomb. So
She is.
Yeah,
She really
absolutely.
is.
So absolutely.
Now, I had the pleasure of meeting Kimberlyn a while back. EP told me about this R&B artist that he really wanted me and the squad in particular to come check out. So once I got over there, she started a cappella singing a couple of her songs. And then she can even tell you, I made her just go through every hot song that was on the radio and like a lot of Jhené Aiko songs. But Kymber, explain to those who may not know your connection to the Furnace and how that came about.
That actually is an interesting story. I met EP, actually knew about EP years ago. I heard about him a long time ago. A friend of mine was telling me a little bit about him. Of course, I was just kind of like, all right, did my little research, and then I started to, find out who he really was. So I was like, oh, okay, he is kind of dope. He's dope, Then I had the pleasure to meet him at church, and we exchanged numbers. And I was nervous by then. I was like, I'm a church girl. He already up there and doing his thing. I don't know if he gonna really want to reach out to me. And little did I know he hit me up, and the rest is honestly just history. So ever since then, we just been on our grind, getting this album together and working.
Now, speaking of the album, could you go more into that? It's titled 31 Days.
31 Days, yes.
Now, could you explain to us the reasoning behind that, the title?
Yes, well, the reason why I titled my album 31 Days is because my album was completed literally in 31 days. Everything was done in 31 days, recording, everything, and it was just amazing for me. It was just an accomplishment for that to be just my first album, for it to be done in 31 days. And I don't even live in Los Angeles. I live in Lake Elsinore, and that's 80 miles one way. So me doing that in 31 days, at first I didn't, this is my first album, so I didn't even think that was a big deal, It wasn't really, I didn't know. So when everybody was telling me like, whoa, you did your album in 31 days? Like, are you serious? Like, whoa, that's crazy. So I saw, I'm like, oh, so this is a big thing, everybody, just hype about it. Like, okay, this is a big accomplishment. I might as well just go ahead and, cherish that and call it 31 days, because this is clearly something to be proud of. Mm-hmm. So that's why I titled my album 31 Days.
How would Kymber describe the project if there was like a word or phrase that you would use?
Ooh. An experience. That's all I can say. It's first time experience. A great ride. Just a roller coaster. A fun ride. That's just something, just an experience. That's all I can say. It's a great one.
Now, if I was in conversation with somebody and they were inquiring about you, and there was one song that would kind of basically describe you as an artist, or one song that would be the one that would reel them in, which one would you recommend to them?
On the album?
Correct.
Ooh. I would probably say, Laugh Out Loud. That'll probably be the one that I could probably think of on the top of my head. There's so many.
Okay, what is it about that one specifically?
Laugh Out Loud is about just something that a lot of people go through daily, when you're just trying to get and accomplish your dreams, and you're trying to get to what you're trying to, we all go through this time where we're trying to get to where we want to go, and we have these goals, but everybody around you, they have these opinions, and then they also think that you're not going to be able to amount to these things, you're not going to be able to make it, and you're not going, and then once you do those things, and everybody's just looking around like, oh, she actually, and it's just, I'm laughing at you, like, now you looking like the fool, excuse me, mama, but you now looking like the fool because I actually made it. And now I just have to look back like I'm doing all these things, and it's hard, and I'm trying, and it's a struggle, but at the end of the day, I made it. And that's exactly what it is. Time and time, it's not an easy road. It's not easy to get to where I'm trying to go, but it's all worth it. And I know that at the end of the day, I'm going to get exactly what I'm striving to get, and I know I'm going to get exactly what I'm working for. And that's exactly what that whole song is all about. And that's why I love it. It's amazing to me.
Dope.
Now, EP, what was it about Kymber in particular that attracted you, just from
Man, the first thing that grabbed me was her voice. I get a lot of people, especially in church, when she came up to me and she was on program to sing a song, and honestly, I was like, yeah, okay, what song you want to do? And then she was like, I want to do, I think it was For Every Mountain, and I was like, well, I didn't really rehearse that with you, got a couple changes, let's do something else. And then her attitude was just like, okay, well, let's just do this. And I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. And then when she opened her mouth to sing, it was like, what you doing after this? You know what I mean? So, yeah, exactly.
Now, once you guys got into the studio, how was the creative process?
Man, it was an experience, because she was so green, but yet she was so willing to try whatever I asked her to do. And a lot of times artists are opinionated, and they have it's a trust thing. So the relationship happened in such a way to where she respected my experience, and I respected her willingness to try And like she said, to come 80 miles one way, I got some people that, you know, I work with, and you know the stories, that maybe 5 miles away but can't make it to the studio. So to go back and forth for 80 miles one way, the next way, and then to come back into the studio and then complete an album, I'm talking about from writing to producing to mixing to everything in 31 days. An R&B album at that with intricate backgrounds and vocals, it was amazing. So I was all in.
Now, from the get-go, was it planned for it to be 31 days, or did that just happen over the course of the
Not at all. Like, I was in between projects, so I was trying to get, like, I was thinking I was wrapping up Scarface album, and then we was getting ready for the game tour, so I had a little time in the middle, but I was thinking, okay, we'll do one song, we'll do 2 songs, and then the songs just kept coming, and I'm like, well, as long as you're willing to keep coming down here, let's get it in. And it just turned out to be, you know, we put a solid body of work together.
Okay, now given that with music, the game is saturated with artists. How do you think you can usher Kymber in with her having a fresh appeal to people? Like, I think R&B artist.
I think it's just time. I think it's time. It's her voice. It's the message. You get a lot of people that say it's not no quality music out there, and there's a void. So I'm trying to fill that void, and I'm also using a lot of my favors from a lot of people that I've done a lot of stuff for. So it's time to cash in those favors. It's time to bring some real music back. You know.
I can dig that.
Hey, EP, to all those people who say that R&B is dead, like, what do you have to say to them?
They need to wake up, because R&B, real music, like, I would say they don't know the game, because the real music is what makes the real money. It's not much money in sales, but the licensing aspect of great music is everything. So you hear great music in movies, and you hear them in commercials, and you hear them in, you don't really hear the more popular urban songs in those in those arenas, but those songs make millions and millions of dollars. The money we get for regular hip hop and stuff, I mean, it's cool, but it doesn't compare at all to the real deal, you know?
Now, obviously, R&B is not dead, but what do you think, if you could pinpoint something that causes people to have that opinion on R&B and being dead? Like,
I would say it's the radio programmers and it's the industry, because they don't put a lot of emphasis and dollars behind R&B artists, because everything is fused together now. Hip hop and R&B is fused together, so it's less slots in the radio. So a lot of people feel like that there's not a lane for that. But at the same time, I'm a music fan, so I know what's missing. I know what I haven't heard in a minute. I know what makes me feel good. So I just I don't let people's opinion dictate the type of music that I make. I go off of what I feel and what I feel like the people need, and I just put it out.
Do you think the lack of originality that's going on in the hip-hop game kind of spilled over into the R&B lane a little bit? Because
I think so.
Now you can't even tell, even with the new artists, you can't tell who's who.
You can't tell me who produced what either. It's no sound. Everything. The radio is one long song.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just literally one long song. So, but like I keep saying, like, people are hungry for real music and real talent and real lyrics. So I'm just gonna give you that.
Now, given that you said the radio is a one long song, what kind of approach did you make towards crafting Kymber's music to kind of not sound like that? Was it anything you did specifically?
Yeah, I did. I mean, you have to be, you have to be current. You know what I mean? It's like, so the radio is saturated with 808 drums and cadences and rap cadences. So I gave her that, but I gave her live instrumentation on top of that, and I gave her lyrical content on top of that. So it's appealing to some of the youth and all the way up to the baby boomers and the seasoned adults that miss Marvin Gaye. You know what I mean? Or that miss Anita Baker.
Right. So what's next on Kymber's plate, or what do you guys have planned for?
Next is a release party. We're planning a release party for our album to end of next month. I'll definitely give y'all all the information. I'm gonna invite some celebrities. I'm gonna invite some label heads, and we gonna get it cracking. And if they don't bite, I'm going by myself.
Say no more. The indie grind,
Yeah.
real.
Just gotta
How
keep
important?
it going.
How important is that to you at this point, at least, Kymber?
You know, it has always been important to me, even when it wasn't even just this much. You know, that's why from day one, when I first came to the studio, and when he said it before, when he said, you know, a lot of artists are very, you know, they have their own opinions on a lot of things. Like, this is an opportunity that a lot of people don't get. You know, so when you have it, the ball is in my court. You know what I'm saying? So when you have it, you don't have a lot of time to sit here and say, well, no, I really wanted to go this way, and I don't have a lot of time to sit here. Like, come on now, like, my name, you know, only people that know me are the people, you know, that I've introduced myself, or my family, or things like that. Like, I have to, you know, label myself and put myself out there before I can start making just decisions and start demanding stuff like that. So it's important for me, and you have to find humility, and you have to humble yourself before you can start just making, you know, big choices and things like that, and just start making demands, and I need you to do this and that and that, and you got to make my album this way and that way. Like, no, sometimes you got to sit back and learn certain things, and, you know, you have to take constructive criticism. And so that's why it's so important to me. Like, it's always been important to me, and I'm gonna always continue to grind and continue. It don't matter what comes my way, any obstacles, it don't matter what happens, you know, it's always going to be important to me. So that's just always, that's how it's
I
going
want
to
to
be.
read something to you real quick. It says, I can cry about having a lot on my plate when my goal was to eat.
Yes.
I can't cry, she said.
I can't cry.
About having a lot on my plate when my goal was to eat. Like,
Yes.
can you talk about where'd you get that from out of all the quotes in the world? Like, why that one?
Because, well, I forgot where I got that from, but it was a dope quote for me. But why did I pick that? Because a lot of people like to complain about how they have, oh, I have this going on, and I have too much, and this is too much for me, and I can't do this and I can't do that. Well, my goal is to make money. My goal is to get here. Well, I can't do that sleeping. I can't do that, you know, not, you know. My goal is to eat, don't you have to go, you know, do the certain things you have to
hunt.
work, and you got to go find the meat to go ahead and bring it home, you know? So that's exactly it. I'm not going to, my mama always taught me, this world owes you nothing. If you want it, you'll go get it for yourself. And that's just how I am. And I always, if I want it, I'm going to go get it for myself. And so I can't complain about having so much time and wait, or not having enough time, and not being able to rest, and not being able to, I'm tired, and I can't do this, and whining and complaining, and then the next minute I'm complaining about being broke and being hungry, and like, you got to pick and choose which one. Like, you gonna either pick and choose, right? You gonna pick and choose to be successful, or you gonna pick and choose to be poor, and you gonna, you know, you can't be both, you know. So my mama always told me, like, you either gonna be a great poor man, or you gonna be a great successful one, or a great successful man. So
This
you
must
either
be mom right here, right?
Yeah, that's
Hi,
her.
Mom. So, I mean, I think this is really, I love this that your mom is in here with you. Let's talk about, you know, your relationship with your mom for a little bit, and
All right.
how she's your support system. Because I'm very close to my mom too, so I love
Yeah.
the fact that she's in here.
Yeah.
So kind of get
That's
into that a
my
little
mama.
bit.
My mom, of course. I have three brothers. I'm the only girl. I'm a mama's girl, but she don't spoil and love me and all that extra
like
stuff
tough
and
love?
cuddle me. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I want her to be all extra mushy and stuff, but she don't. But I respect that, because it made me who I am today. It made me want to do things for myself and not expect anyone else to get up and do it for me. I now want to do things, you know, I don't depend on anyone. Like I said just before, if I want it, I'll go get it myself. That makes, you know, to be a strong woman, not just a woman, but a strong woman, you know. And I want to be able to be an example, and just to be able to lead. I don't want to half-ass anything in life. My mama always taught me to never half-ass anything. You either gonna do it or you not.
Right.
There's no lukewarm in this. There's no lukewarm in anything.
Right,
So
absolutely, especially in
that's
this industry.
Just, exactly. So, and I never had my dad, and you know, I never had my dad in the in my, you know, my life. So my mom has always been there, and she's always been the one to, teach me, wrong and right. And she ain't always been the one where it's like, oh my gosh, Mom, can I like, she get on my nerves. Like, I'm not going to lie.
I
Like,
asked that. How does that work? When is Mom in the studio with you, or?
yes, like, yes, like it's not always peaches and cream.
Right.
Like she can work a nerve or 2 or 3, 8. But she's my best friend. That's my ride or die. But she's always been there. I will go toe to toe with anybody when it comes down to Mama. So yeah, like, she's the strongest woman that I know. So and when I look up, I always tell my mom, like, I want to be just like you. And what encourages me, because my mama always tell me, like, no, I want you to be better than me. So that's just that alone makes you, want to grind even harder, just to give her exactly what she deserves and then more. So I see my mom struggle. So it just that makes you want to give her exactly what she didn't have and then some. So
that's dope.
Yes.
Now, Kymber, I cannot let you get out of here.
I know. We had this discussion already.
We did. So whenever you're ready, can you please?
Which one?
It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to bless us with tonight.
That's a good question. You want to do, tell me what you say now. Tell me what you say, come again. If you cannot stay down, then you do not have to pretend like there is no way out. I should've never let you in, but you got me face down. Please don't take this personal, but you're the worst to know what you've done to me. And I know this hurts, no, I just can't keep running away. But I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you, but I want you. Ooh, I don't mean to, I don't mean to, I don't mean to, I don't mean to, but I love you. Is that enough?
Girl, that's enough. Thank you.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. So before we let you go, let us know where we can follow you, where we can check out 31 Days, where they go be able to download it, or where they can go buy it, like all that good stuff.
Perfect. So my Instagram and my Facebook fan page is actually I am Kymber Nikhol. It's spelled IamKymberNikohl. And you can actually find 31 Days.
You're gonna be able to find it on iTunes. We are definitely selling it. We're gonna have hard copies. Check her Facebook. Check my Facebook. Irvin Pope. My Instagram is EP Music. Twitter is EP Music 101. I'm gonna keep everybody updated. It'll be on Amazon and all other online outlets. But we'll be back around the release, and I'll have all the information for you.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir.
Well, before we take we're about to go to a quick break, and then when we get right back at you, we'll have another guest. So stay tuned.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.